Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanna chat with you and report some plants. I will be reporting 2 plants and I also will share a project I did about like a DIY planter that I mentioned in my previous video. So 2 plants, this one Chaflera that I bought last week, and also I'll be sharing the DIY project that I did for funsies, and it's almost like a inside joke together with my fiance, so I want to share how I made all of that as well. And at the same time I also want to plant in here a lot of micans cuttings I have, philodendron micans, so you will see a little update on all of my wet sticks in the prop box and stuff like that. So buckle up guys, today okay, we were actually really doubting share this story or not, because at the same time we feel so guilty and pressured and disappointed in ourselves and in the whole situation. And you know, it's a pretty dark topic, so for those who are not in the brightest mood right now, or maybe you do not need more negativity in your life, so I would suggest to skip this video, because I will share some pretty crappy stuff that happened to us this month and how everything working out. I mean, it's not really working out, so a lot of that will be in the conversation, so just keep in mind that if you're not feeling the best today, this video won't help you feel the best, I think, in my opinion. So okay, so probably let's start from the fun part, the dinosaur. So this is Dinosaur Dobie. My fiance says to call it Dobie. I'm not so sure about it, but he says it's a Dobie, so there we are. So this is a simple play toy for kids. I thrifted this thing for €1.50, so it's the same amount of US dollars for those who are curious. So really cheap, and there were many more of these dinosaurs. Right now I am a little bit maybe like feeling guilty that I did not took maybe another T-Rex for him to be like a couple, two bodies, you know, on the shelf, but that's okay. So let me share what I did with it. So when I bought it, it was, you know, obviously in simple coloring for dinosaurs, for toys, and it looked kind of cool. What actually bought me is the shape of this dinosaur and the amount of space I will have over here where to put soil, and the plants will have space for roots. That's why I picked this specific dinosaur. So what I did, I actually cut off the hole with a knife in the very top of it. You can see over here it was gray, right? And also, not only I made a hole out here, I also grilled wait, grilling is like food. Drilled, yeah. Also drilled a lot of tiny holes for the water. I actually felt pretty weird, and we just finished watching the Monster series about Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer, so I felt like the weird feels when I was, you know, drilling the neck of this dinosaur, the tail. It was really giving like some flashbacks, and it did not felt right. It was really uncomfortable, but I did it, and right now this is a planter. So not only it has a nice opening and like a lot of space for soil inside, it also has drainage inside. My fiance actually could not find a bigger drill, so that's why we have so many small holes. That's okay. They're not that eye-catching in my opinion, so that's fine. Then the next day I decided to paint it over, because it did not look the way I would like it to be. I wanted to give it a little edge, if you know what I mean. So I decided to paint it in like creamy white color, and on top I added 2 layers of creamy white color, because you could still see some, you know, the main color, like the first color that was inside. And also later on I decided to add a little bit of shading, since this dinosaur have texture to it, like beautiful texture. I wanted to show it off, so I decided to paint like this shadowing of pink, and I think this gives this like so much more fun vibe. And also for the finish, this is like a inside joke with me and Agnes. We were talking about this project, and I was saying, what do you think about it? What do you think about this idea? And he said, well, the rest that is left to do is to take Yakari's hair and to put it on its head, so it will look cool. You know what? We were laughing so hard, and I was like, okay, I think I will do it, because right now Yakari is shedding, so I actually took a little bit of his hair. I mean, of course, I brushed him and then took the hair that was in the brush and made a little tail flame for it. It reminds me of that Pokemon that had a flame on its tail. So it's not ideal. It looks a little bit yucky, of course, but at the same time it's like an inside joke, and it's not that big or chunky, and it's just fun. So this is how I came up with this dinosaur. I want to plant in here my Mycon's cuttings. So I was thinking a lot what to plant inside, and my fiance was like, oh, you probably should plant a cactus or something, because we saw something similar on the internet, but I wanted to plant something different, like vining plants would be the perfect choice. So I will be planting some cuttings that I rooted from my Mycons. Here you can see also baby Monstera borsigiana, variegata. The leaf is all white, so that really sucks, but at the same time so flipping cool to see lots of different stuff. But today we will be working with these Mycon's babies you can see on the corner. They are actually not that big yet, but you know what? I think this will be like a perfect choice for it. So let me put the Schefflera from my reach for now, because I'm pretty sure I will knock it over. And right now let's get into the planting stuff, into the fun part. So while planting it, I want to share what have happened to us lately and what we have been going through with my fiance. So without further ado, okay, last year, just before the New Year's Eve, we were actually walking our puppies during the night time, so around 10 p.m. and everything was fine, everything was great actually. And you know, this is the first year for both of my dogs that they will experience the fireworks during the New Year's Eve. So we were a little bit spooked, but at the same time we did not had any incidents before that, and we felt pretty confident, you know. So we were walking these dogs, and it was 2 days before the New Year's Eve, so people already, obviously, while being tipsy and stuff, were already trying out the fireworks. And just when we were on our way back home, really close to our door, the firework exploded, and Yakari, my German Shepherd, that is 1 year old, he started to panic a lot and running around, trying to, you know, just get away from all of that sound. And he actually took off leash, so he somehow just took his head out of the leash and started to run. Of course, it was immediate panic for us with Agnus, so we started to follow him, to run behind him and trying to, you know, call him back. And he ran behind the corner of our home, so we did not saw him for maybe 20 to 30 seconds. And then we start to hear some man shouting, take your dog, take your dog. And we, of course, obviously firsthand were trying to catch Yakari and put him back on leash. And we did in about like the very same minute, so there was not a big time for all of the freaking out and stuff like that. We're just in action, you know, running around and catching this dog. We did caught him, and we felt really guilty that this happened because we saw how scared this man was. We immediately thought, okay, let me give you my number. So it was my first idea. Let me give this man my number in case something happened to him or to his dog, which at that time I did not see any kind of signs of damage. Not like zero, just a panic in his eyes and his dog's eyes. So I just gave my phone number just in case if he needs to reach out to me, so you know I won't be running away or something. The next day, I think, he called us and said that his dog was bitten and he needed some vet's appointments, but we did not saw any pictures. At the same night of event, we did not see anything with our own eyes, so I was a bit confused because it sounded like this man was saying like his dog is almost dying, which wasn't true. That later we saw the pictures. So we said, okay, please don't worry, we will pay for all of the expenses at the vet. Of course, this is our mistake. We explained about the fireworks situation, how everything happened, because he was really mad on us that we are like letting go our German Shepherd running free in the very busy neighborhood area. I mean, it was 10 p.m., but we explained to him that this was a firework, that we just showed him that the leash was, you know, in our hands. We were just holding this dog, and it just was a very, very sad accident, and it never happened to us before. That's why we were freaking out so much, you know, at that time. But he did not want to hear anything, and he started to threaten us that he will call the police. And of course, we wanted to try to avoid the police. We said that we will pay all of the expenses. I apologized a million times. I was calling weekly to check on the puppy, how is his health doing, and asked if he wants us to pay money right now or a little bit later when he will know like the full amount of money from the vets. And I also asked him to be like, to be thoughtful and to collect all of the receipts from the vet, because I did not want it to be, scammed because of that. It's obvious, I think. So we agreed that he won't call the police and he will just collect all of those checks, bills or receipts or whatever you call it, and then we will, clear everything out. But like a week later, I received a call from police that he actually did call the police a week later, which is already a bit weird, and decided, to tell everything to police and all of that. So actually yesterday was a court day to find out how big of a fine we will get with Agnes, because we'll need to pay to the government that we released our dog, which is not legal here because he's a big dog and caused a damage to other person. So that is like one of the more saddest part, because we asked this person not to do it, but at the same time, of course, we understand that he's scared, he's mad on us. This was a small puppy. I don't remember the name, but I will put a picture of this breed on the screen. And then I called him and said, what happened? You promised you won't call the police. We will like take care of this, like, person to person. I will pay for all of the vet bills and stuff like that. And he said that he changed his mind. Like his wife changed his mind. I was like, okay, this happened. Stuff happens. Let's move on, right? And then last week, I think he called us. So it was 3 weeks past. And then he called us and said, okay, this is the deal. So I need to pay vet bills, which he sent us receipts to, which is 500 euros. He also said my dog will need a haircut right now after all of those wounds, so at least 2 appointments, so he will need 100 euro for that as well. Then he said that his dog is afraid of other dogs right now, so he needs to go back to training, which will be additional 600 euros. And also he said that he's scared of dogs right now himself, so he wants some emotional damage refund, like is it called like emotional damage refund? I hope you understand what I mean, but like for the not physical, but like emotional situation, all of that. And he said additional 500 euros. So right now we are in debt for this person for almost 2,000 euros. And we asked, okay, we get about the vets. Sure. Emotional damage, nobody can put a receipt on the emotional damage, so we could not argue with that. I tried. This person is just impossible to talk to. I'm trying to be, as gentle, as official as possible, but he's just like speaking to the wall. It's just impossible. And then I asked, okay, please send us the receipt for the training of the dog. So what kind of school you're going to, please send us the name of the school and the receipt, and we'll take care of that. We'll pay for that, of course. This is like a huge amount of money for us. We've been saving our money for our first home, because right now this apartment is on hold, and my fiance's parents really want us to leave because they want to sell this apartment. So that's why we are on such extreme saving mode. And right now, like half of the money we saved already, we need to give to this person. And I do understand the vet bills. The haircut bills is a little bit sketchy for me. And in any case, would your dog be attacked by other dog or not, you still would need a haircut. Your dog would need a haircut like every couple months or something. I'm not sure. I am not cutting hairs on my dogs, but this I think kind of like logical, right? And about the training, he said, oh, so you do not want to agree nicely, right? So, okay, we'll take this to the court. And then I will say in the court that my coat was damaged, I need a new coat, that I could not work for a couple of weeks because I needed to babysit the dog and stuff like that. So he started to be real aggressive and just would not go into any kind of talks. And you know what? We gave in because I'm afraid of court, because I'm pretty sure we'll need to pay for not only our lawyers, but also his lawyers. And we already, I already, as the owner of the dog, I was the one who was talking to police. I already said that yes, we're guilty, everything happened, and I take full responsibility for that, and I want to, refund all of the charges and all of that, and I want to agree with this person nicely, and just make it clear and official. And I mean, I'm not running away. I mean, at the very same evening I already gave my phone number so he can contact me and find me. And this person just, I mean, I completely understand. He have a puppy. This puppy is 1 year old, just like Yakari or Baloo. I mean, Baloo is almost 1 year old. And I understand how scary it must have been and stressful. But at the same time, this person just won't give us any more receipts and like for the training and stuff like that. And he says, if you want to play little detectives, we will play detectives in the court. So there was, I mean, for the last 3 weeks we were just on the edge with my fiance, because of course I was very scared for that other dog. I took this real into my heart, because I know how much we can love our dogs. I mean, it's probably obvious in my videos. So that was already scaring the heck out of me. So I was checking on this dog every single week, calling this person, asking how the dog is doing and all of that. And it wouldn't be the most pleasant conversations, of course, because I was guilty as heck. At the same time, I just could not let it be, I needed to know the information that the dog is healing and all of that. And later on, we decided to write all of those, charges he's trying to take from us into the email, so we would have like some kind of written proof that he wants that money from us. We want to send that money for him, and he would not go into the emails. He would call us back and talk only via phone. And the whole situation is just really sketchy, because I do feel guilty, my fiance do feel guilty, even though everything happened only because of a firework, which is like the other talk. I mean, so that's why I was so down lately, and I was just kept on mentioning that I am so stressed right now and all of that. So what I want to take from this situation, to just maybe give a little lesson for the people who own dogs. And this is not a cry for money, please don't take it that way. I do not ask for any cent. We will take care of that ourselves, of course. I mean, it will be a big change in our plans for the future and stuff like that, but we got it. So just don't look into this as we're asking for money. But at the same time, it's crazy amount of money, and without any proof. We only have proof for 500 euros, and the rest, like over 1,000 euros, is just from somebody's mind. So it's already is a little bit sketchy. I hope this story will help out somebody. Just be cautious with your dogs. Whenever you buy a new collar to your dog, just make sure that this is the correct size, the right size. And whenever you hear fireworks, just watch your dog, see how they're reacting to that. And if this is the first New Year's to your dog, just like it was for us this year, just be extra cautious, because situation like this can occur to anybody, I think. This is killing us, this is killing us daily. I mean, tomorrow, for example, is our 10-year anniversary with my fiance, like 10 years together. And it should be such a special day. I was thinking about it for years, like about its first decade, guys. Is it a decade? Like yes, decade. This is insane, right? So I was really, really into it. But right now, tomorrow we need to go to the vet with Baloo after work, because he has some kind of allergies right now, very similar to the ones that Rocky had. So yeah, life is just a complete mess right now, and just hope that this conversation, this situation, maybe will make some people aware that maybe even for those who might be in a very similar situation, to maybe be a little bit more humane. And when people are trying to talk with you, and they are promising they will make everything right, at least to listen to them and do not shout at them, every single day when you have a chance. So we already paid half of the amount to this person this Sunday, and this was extremely painful. I just do not want to go even into there. So just keep in mind, people are still people, and even though you are in shock and pain and going through something very difficult, this situation can affect other people as well. And I do not want to put this situation around. I mean, I am the guilty part. I do understand that. but at the same time, at least be a little bit more humane, and when people are trying, to talk with you about stuff and to figure everything out, at least listen, Oh my gosh, this is such a mumble video, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's leave that situation, right? So here is how this turned out. For now, this looks so sad, but I'm pretty sure when I will give it more watering right now, because in here in this pearl box, it did not receive a lot of sunlight. So I think when I will water this thing, it will just start thriving. So I want to put it somewhere on my shelf, and you will be the judge. You will see it live in every single of my videos, how it's growing, how it's doing. I mean, I'll be honest, if I would have more mood and more inspiration, I would paint it even cooler. I had idea to paint it as a zebra. I would paint the face for it to give more emotions, but as for now, I think this is more than enough for me. I still did give it a little vibe, like cool vibe, but at the same time, it's nothing too crazy, right? Everybody can do this. So here is project number 1. Cute. Cute baby. Baby dinosaur. This is the pot I picked up for Cheflera. Look at it. Perfect, isn't it? Look at this beautiful combo of colors, of textures. I hope there won't be any hate comments onto this, because I just wanted to make it clear that, what we're going through. You probably noticed that I am pretty into just sharing my life, my experiences with dogs, with life, and all of that. So I just do hope that this video will be like, I do hope this video will be somehow a bit helpful, maybe eye-opening for some people who went through something similar, or maybe will go through something similar. But I do understand these people, but at the same time, not really. But anyhow, okay. Look at that root. Look at this root system, guys. This is insane. Okay, this plant is really happy and really in need of a pot. Perfect timing. Great. Great. Okay, about the soil mix, I am using cactus mix mixed together with a orchid barks, with perlite, and a little bit of fertilizer. My autumn fertilizer I showed not that long ago. Okay. I want to take out this top layer of green soil. Yeah, so that's how we are doing, guys. I'm so sorry to putting this on a very negative note. I just wanted to be, real with you, and I know that a lot of you mentioned that I lost some weight because of all of the stress. I have the crazy black under eyes because I cannot sleep for, I do not remember the last time I slept like a baby. I just keep on catching myself, waking up in the middle of the night and just staring at the wall for a couple hours until I go back to sleep. So this is not fun. A couple of friends that I already shared this information with said that, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and all of those inspirational quotes. So I really do want to believe into that. But for now, this really feels like the end of the world, to be honest. Really end of the world. I still cannot believe I am with somebody for 10 years right now. This is crazy. It's more than 1/3 of my life, so this is crazy just to think about. We will go to the vet, which will be a very special date. And later on, if we will have any kind of power, we'll probably have a nice dinner together. So that is the plan for the anniversary. Some of you actually were asking if I will be vlogging more of my life, because lately you probably noticed that I stopped. Before, I would take you all around with me, like to the city center, to meet my friends, to meet my family, for the gatherings, to my grandma's garden, and everywhere. And lately I just stopped doing that, and that's because personal life lately was just a complete mess. So we're trying to go back on track, but it's not easy. Once again, it's not flipping easy. Just life keeps on throwing lemons our way, and you know what? I do not like lemonade, so it's not going well. you know. Hopefully this explains a bit more of, everything lately. And hopefully these persons, of that puppy are not scamming us, and they really do need that money, because, if not, I hope karma will do its thing, because we really wanted to do the right thing, and we're doing that right now. So hopefully karma will notice us as well, trying to be a good humans, really caring about that poor puppy. Okay, look at this cheflera. I think this turned out so nicely. What a perfect size of a pot and also color. Look at it, guys. Okay, oh my gosh. It feels like a therapy when you can repot plants and talk about your problems with your friends slash viewers. Okay, so this probably will be it for today's video. I know it's a pretty random one. At the same time it feels good to let it out. You know, I do not want to hide it and to feel like, you know, mouse under a rock or something, because I do feel guilty. I do accept that I am guilty, but at the same time I think the story is a little bit sketchy. So just wanted to share it with somebody and hear more opinions on it. So feel free to share your opinions. Please don't be too rude and too mad, because this will just break completely the heck out of me. So just keep that in mind. And also, before leaving you, of course, let me teach you another language lesson. Okay, so since I was planting a dinosaur, let me teach you how to say dinosaur in Lithuanian and in Russian. If you want to say dinosaur in Lithuanian, you need to say dinozauras. Once again, dinozauras. And if you want to say dinosaur in Russian, you need to say dinozaur. Once again, dinozaur. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to all of those rumbles and mumbles that's been on my mind for almost a month right now. Hopefully soon we can go past this, and you know, the brighter days are on the way. I mean, I keep on saying that to myself every single week, and every single week something happens. Like for example, yesterday I was on a phone with scammers for almost half an hour trying to get rid of them, and they wanted to steal money from my bank account. And alright, this is like a complete different story. Let me know if you want to hear in another like reporting video or something similar to that scammer story, because it was pretty good. They almost caught me. I called the police, I called the banks and all of that. It was crazy situation itself. So let me know if you're curious to hear what kind of scammers are in this side of the world. And that's about it. So hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.